So let's keep going here at CYPECAD. We have more features here. Let me select, I think this one that we'll see now, it's the main one, probably the most important feature introduced at CYPECAD in this version 2025A. Okay. Before we see here in the program, let me introduce this feature here using this little link that we have here. I'm also sharing with you the link in the description, in the chat. Okay. So here this feature is is checking the requirements for the seismic design of reinforced concrete nodes. Okay, so this is a new module. You must activate this module. You must have this module in your license if you want to use it. Okay, and in this version, the version A, we have introduced this checking for this list of codes. Okay, so there are different codes here from United States, Colombia, Mexico, Bolivia, the Eurocode 8, and also the Spanish structural code. Okay, so this is the list of codes that are available with this checking from this moment. Let's see in the future which ones we'll keep adding here at CYPECAD. Okay, I'll try to cover here two examples. Probably will select here the American code and also the Euro code to have two different examples. Although the example or the concept it's quite similar, of course the criteria and the values will be different according to the code, but the idea it's gonna be the same. Okay, so let's jump back to CYPECAD. Let me open here the same project that we have been looking before, and first things first, let's open here the project general data. Okay, and let's see some details. Okay, the first thing that we want to understand, we must understand here at CYPECAD, probably if you work with CYPECAD you already know, but if you are starting, I think it's important to talk a little bit about that, is that we have different places to select the codes here in CYPECAD. So the first place where we select code is here, the codes option. Okay, so here we'll select those codes that are related to the structural type or the structural materials that we will have in our project. So in this case I've selected the ACI 318 for the concrete elements that will be analyzed in the project, and then the different codes to the other materials that I will have here. Okay, and there's a second place where I can select codes. In this case, as we are talking about seismic analysis, we are talking about nodes, some checks that will be analyzed, some code checking related to the nodes. Okay, I must activate in this case the seismic loading. Okay, as you can see here, the seismic loading is activated. In this project, the wind loading is deactivated. Okay, and once I activate the seismic loading, I will select here the code that is related to the seismic loading, and if I click here, I can open the list of codes that are available for seismic analysis here at CYPECAD. Okay, in this case I've selected USA, and for USA here we have a different list of codes, and of course if I change it, I can select one different country, I will have the code of that country. Okay, so when we are talking about this list of codes, we are talking about, of course, seismic codes. Okay, seismic analysis code, and we select these codes using this option that we have been talking before. Okay, all right, so in this case I'm selected the American codes to start. Okay, and here we select the criteria for ductility of this. In this case, it's according to the parameters of the code. Okay, so there are different categories in this case. When we see the second example on Eurocode, there will be something similar but with a different scale. Let's say there are other concepts there. Okay, here you also have a little button to understand a little bit how it works. Okay, and this model that I want to show to you, you will work just if we have these checks selected. Okay, So from this point, let's imagine everything it's okay. We are already defining the structure, everything it's okay here. We also already let's imagine we already analyzed the structure, okay, so we already used this option here to run the analysis, okay, and now we can see the results of the project, okay, something that is normal in our process when we are using CYPECAD. And the new feature that we have here is analyzing here the results in the option related to column or shear walls, okay. We have this new button here, okay, concrete nodes. We have this option to consult the checks that were made in these nodes of our structure, okay. If I click here, you see that the color of my structure will change, and in this case the columns are highlighted, and if I hover over these columns, I can see all the results that were checked, okay, according to the code that I've selected before, the code and also the utility criteria, okay. So I can see that this column that is now selected, I can see all the points of the code, the American code in this case, that were verified, okay. So I can see that according to the general method, the point 1525 it's okay. Also then the second one, that is the continuity across the node, is also okay, okay. So I can see all the code, all the parameters that were analyzed and if they are checked or not, okay. In this level of my project, I have some different nodes here, okay. The beams that are arriving, they are connecting to these columns, but of course for each column, each level that I have, if I change here the group, I will have other another nodes, okay. They are the same columns, but the beams are different, okay. If I keep going, okay, I can see all the differences in all the levels that I have, okay. If you see here in this level 3, I have one case that there is a parameter here that is the reinforcement arrangement, the point 18822, that is not okay, okay, it's not verified, okay, something here is not correct, okay. So the software will tell to us using these colors and also the information when we hover if the nodes are checked or not according to the criteria of the code selected, okay. If I click in one of these nodes, okay, for example, let's open one that is okay. Look at this one. This one, there is nothing here. We don't have a beam in this column. It's just this slab. So there is not node here. So I cannot see any result. Okay, that's if we don't have a beam, we don't have a node in this case. But in this case we have, okay. If I click in one of these nodes, we can see all the checks that we have here. In this case, of course, everything is okay because we can see these green checks everywhere, okay. And if we click, we can see as we have in other parts of CYPECAD, in all the reports that we have here in CYPECAD, we can see always the limits or the minimum values or maximum values according to the parameter that is described in the code selected, and then the results and the comparison between this data, okay. And we can also see here in this this little map or the structure which node in this case we are analyzing, okay. If we come back and open the other, this one that is not 100% safe, let's say that, we can see that there are some there is a specific point here that is not checked, okay. I can navigate by changing here all the topics, looking for those that are not okay, okay. Or I can filter and only show the failed checks, that is just one in this case, and I can see here why it's not okay. Okay, it's something related here to the length of the bars that there are not enough in this case, okay. So in this case we are talking about this node in the P7, the column P7 with two beams, okay. 2 beams, we have one frame that is gonna be here, one frame that is gonna be here. So here in this area we have the option to now edit the column or one of these frames that we have here, or both frames if it's necessary. Okay, so if I click here in this column, in this edit option, I will open the column editor and I can change some parameter here related to the reinforcement, trying to solve this problem. Okay, so of course I should know the level. I think this one, it was the third level, and I can change a parameter related to this, trying to solve the problem that the software registered before. The same situation could be if we are talking about the beams or the frames, because remember, it's a node, so it's a combination between a beam and a column. So if I open this frame, I can edit it, and here I can also change a parameter, okay, related to the trying to solve this problem, and checking if it's everything okay with the other parameters that are not related specifically to the node checking, but that are necessary because we have some different other criteria to check. Okay, so if you are already working with CYPECAD, you already know these menus here. The point is, remember that you can also access these nodes to make your changes inside of the node that you are looking for the results. In this little button here, we can see the complete report of this node, okay, including all the results and the comparison with the parameters from the code selected, and of course you can export it to different formats as any other report that we have here at CYPECAD. Okay, if we let's change the project. Let me open actually the same project but analyze it with a different code. So let me come back here to my recent files. I have prepared, for example, one example that is the Eurocode 8 with a criteria of ductility that is the low ductility, that is part of the options that we have for when we are analyzing with Eurocode. So here in the general data, let's see the changes. Okay, so here the point is I've changed it also here the Eurocode in the concrete here, okay, to the Eurocode 2, but the point is here I'm selected not the ACI not the American code, but the Eurocode 8 in this case. Okay, Eurocode 8, and when we are talking about the Eurocode 8, the criteria for ductility here is it's divided in low, medium, and elevated ductility. Okay, this project, let me see here. Let me see if I already calculated it. Let's change to the results tab for a while. Let me see. Columns, yes, it's already calculated, it's already analyzed, but in this case I have calculated with sorry, I said before low, but I analyzed it with medium ductility. Okay, and here just showing you the results. If I come back here to the results tab, again in the column and to row definition, I will select here. Look, here I am in the foundations, in the level where I'm connecting to the foundation, so I don't have beams, so I don't have nodes. It's why I cannot see nothing here. But if I change the level, it's gonna be the same situation. Okay, and if we navigate here, we can look for the results of the structure, in this case with another code. With this combination, that is a different code and a different ductility, okay, that column that we saw before, it's okay. And as you can see, the list of parameters here is different because we changed the code. Okay, this is probably the part that is one of the most powerful parts of CYPECAD, because you can also analyze a structure according to different codes, especially if you are working in a country where you don't have a specific code for something like this, and you know the importance of analyzing the structure in this kind of looking for this kind of checks. Okay, so you can compare even the results with different codes by just changing the code and maintaining, for example, the geometry and the loads and the load cases that you have introduced before. Okay, Of course, if I click here, I will see these results, and it's going to be the same situation. Okay, so I can check if these results are okay or not. Okay, so this is the new feature, this is the new model that we have here at CYPECAD. You can connect, you can talk with your one of our resellers in our country to know a little bit more how to include, how you can include this model in your license if you want to use this kind of tools. Okay, so that's it. Okay, let's keep going. Let's see the other features that we have here at Cype 2025A.